face like the curtains drawn, the table's set. I wanna be at my best.
So exciting. Welcome to Work Break. This is an event that the co-working space for creatives in Reading, offers the first Friday of every month just to build creative community collaborations and making dreams and ideas happen. So that's why we're here, that's why we do this. We believe in creativity and the city of Reading and bringing really beautiful things to our little town. So in light of that, this morning our topic is #ThisIsReading. So if you've been, oh man, we're going to close that door real quick. If you've been in Reading for any period of time, you might notice sometimes in conversation when you have some interesting social interactions, there's always the cheeky #ThisIsReading, right? Like this is what I've come to expect here, but then also on Instagram and social media, you see really beautiful pictures and amazing things that creatives are putting out there for the city as well. And so this morning we're kind of talking about how do you live in that tension and really embracing where the culture's at to get paying clients, but also to kind of help the city move forward. How do you stay true to your authentic and creative voice while living here, knowing what you've brought to this place? So this morning you'll find on your chairs just a talk stack. This is what we do as an awesome giveaway for you guys. There's also a great Instagram print that Sydney Morgan shot and a sticker for you. Put it wherever you like, Instagram it up. We have a prompt at the end actually that will relate to your sticker as well. So this morning, in addition to the #WorkBreak, is #ThisIsReading. So as you post on social media, that would be awesome. Well, she's out there, but Bryn did an awesome job for us this morning. When she comes back in, we'll give her a round of applause because she did a great job bringing Nitro Cold Brew right around town. It's her truck, and at the end, if you want to grab her card, it's right here. Without further ado, I'll introduce our speaker. So you guys might know about Cupcakes to the Kingdom, bringing beautiful flowers and rad gold leaf and making cakes to Reading. If you haven't tried her cake, do yourself a favor and have some cake from Erika. She also does more than cake, by the way. It's a secret, but she does more than cake. And so she's amazing. She's a friend. This woman has more energy and more ideas and go-getting hustle than I think any person I met. She's crazy. So go ahead and give it up for Erika of Cupcakes for the Kingdom.
My name is Erika, if you guys didn't get that. I am the face behind Cupcakes for the Kingdom. I don't often post my face because I make cake and cupcakes. But I have a few notes on this page, but I'm just going to let you guys know that I'm going to speak candidly, which is really the only way to speak. Let me start by letting you guys know I'm a wife, I'm a baker, I'm a creative, and I am a full-time student. So I'm just a person. Full-time student. I have one semester left at Chico State. I'm really done. I'm so tired. But one semester left, and I'll have a degree that I'll never use. I also want to let you guys know, so I just moved here, similarly to a lot of you, I just moved here about a year ago. I got married in May of last year, and I moved to Cottonwood. I actually don't even live in Reading. So I moved to Cottonwood, and I was greeted by Reading very nicely. Everyone was very welcoming. There was a lot of room for very surface relationships, but I definitely got a little bit of an indifferent reaction from some people. I went to my first expo, the first Reading Bridal Show Expo in July of last year. And I presented a cake with figs and grapes on it, and I got a lot of different reactions. Today, people reference it and they're really excited about that idea, but at the time, they're like, that's nice, fruit on cake. Okay, like figs, like you can eat those? Like, yeah, that's safe, I promise, you're fine. So I didn't start quite in the place that I am now. People didn't give me quite as welcoming, quite as graceful of an opportunity to create for them. So I just wanted to let you guys know where I started. I found it really easy to arrive and find surface relationships, but we're very quick to, hi, like my name's so-and-so, nice to see you. great, you bake cakes, that's so nice, but I found it really difficult to break beyond what I found as compartmentalized roles in this community. I think people find very comfortable positions and very specific single, this is who I am as a person. I identify myself as one thing. And so I didn't quite fit that. I'm kind of like a 4-year-old, and when people ask me, what do you want to do? Like, I mean, I love cake and I love what I do, but I love to cook. I am a student. I'm going to school to be a teacher. I love home decor. I tutor on the side. I mean, I'm all over the place. So I didn't quite fit the role of I'm studying ministry. I'm just going to school. I stretch myself a little further than that, and it can be a little painful at times. But I had a hard time finding somebody in this community that was on the same page as far as like, oh yeah, let's just be uncomfortable and wander in some uncharted territories. So I have, just to maybe give you guys an idea as to what it is that I do to approach this community, I found it a lot easier and a lot more liberating to embrace, as Melissa had mentioned the word embrace, to embrace this community instead of try and blend into it, because I don't really have a place that I fit into. And not everybody does, and that's really great. That's what makes us human beings. So, how I got here. I mean, Cottonwood, like, what's Cotton, right? I think there's like maybe 2,500 people in Cottonwood. It's really not, and like 4,000 cows. So, there's nothing there. I got married. I married my husband, who grew up in Cottonwood and had a house waiting to live in Cottonwood, and that's where we are. And I love it. I love being 20 miles outside of Reading and having that privacy and separation from business. I think it's so important to be able to incorporate your personal relationships with your business, because that's what makes you an artist and a creative. But I also think it's really important to know when to step back, to turn your phone off, to not respond to Instagram, not to respond to emails, because they'll still be there. It's going to be there. So I'm in Cottonwood. I'm not in Reading. I don't have a storefront. I did my first pop-up shop last week, which was so nice, but like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm not tethered to a shop, because I would drown. Like, that's just not for me. I grew up in, like Cottonwood, very generational small town. So Reading to me, believe it or not, is a very big city. It's huge. Like, I grew up in less than 5,000, a little bigger than Cottonwood, but it was like, oh, like, so who's your grandpa? That was Sonora. That was where I grew up. Oh yeah. So to move here was a very different experience on a lot of different levels. We just got a Panda Express. Big deal. Really big deal. Just to give you an idea. So here it's, we have like more coffee shops than we do like schools. Like that's Reading, and that's not where I grew up, and it's so great, but it's a very different environment. So just maybe an encouragement to any of you who are new here or haven't maybe found your place just yet, that's okay, because every town's different, every town offers something a little different. And then I was asked to talk a little bit about relationships in business and what that looks like. So what I call relationships is what's usually identified as networking. And I think networking is often looked at as a very structured, very formulated, very like, well, how many people are in your circle? Like, I don't know. It's just relationships. It's just doing life with people. It's respecting them as human beings and as artists and as being different. And that's just so great. I mean, why limit yourself to, I'm in this circle. You don't identify yourself as this, then we probably shouldn't mix. Why not, right? I mean, I'm a baker, but I love so many different things. It could have been anything. So I don't know that I actually really have anyone in my life that only like, oh, I'm just a baker. Like, that's what I love to do. I mean, it's everything. I kind of dabble with hand lettering, and then photography's nice, and then I don't like opening up a co-working space. I mean, it's so many different roles, and so relationships for me is networking. It's genuinely caring. It's being able to have that in your heart. But if you're not being genuine, I'm going to tell you, people are going to know. You can't do, like, if it's not nice to meet somebody and you say it's nice to meet them, they're going to know that you're begrudgingly offering that as a greeting. So if I leave you with nothing else today, please understand that authenticity builds credibility. People know, people see it, people recognize it, and people are drawn toward it. People want to be desired as people. That's what they represent at the core of themselves, not just as a business person or a creative or a wife or a mother or a housekeeper or an employee of any certain workplace. And that's going to look different for everybody. The way I do relationships is going to look different than the way anybody else does, because it's the way I do relationships. So maybe before you look for like the best time to post on Instagram or the 5 secrets to success, I mean, there really isn't. There isn't. I mean, I see people who their following on Instagram might be 500 and they're wildly successful compared to the person that has 100,000 followers. I mean, that's not the measure of success. So please understand that too. So I wanted to leave you, again, if nothing else, authenticity builds credibility and people recognize that. And I also just wanted to say that I am so excited about where Reading is going right now. I see it moving forward. I see people being more progressive with their ideas, much more open-minded to differences, which is so nice and so refreshing. People are getting a little more uncomfortable and pushing some boundaries that they may not have before. I mean, I knew Reading just because I grew up about 5 hours south of Reading, so I knew of it. I had friends that went to Simpson for school. But even 5 years ago, this place was so much smaller in mindset than it is today. I see downtown already starting to flourish in the next year, and it's going to be amazing. This is the place to be right now, right? It's the hub for all things creative and welcoming, and we have such a wonderfully faith-based community. And that faith, some of that faith might be in Jesus, some of that faith might be in something else, but it's faith-based, and it's people who believe in other people. And it's just so encouraging. So moving forward, just embrace, and I don't try and blend. I don't think that you're going to get very far if you do that. I haven't seen very many people get very far when they try and do that, and that's just my advice as Erika. I'm one person. The way I do relationships is going to look so much different than the way anybody else did, because it's Erika doing relationships. So that's what I leave you with. I think that we're going to, are we looking at questions right now?
So we're going to go ahead and segue into a prompt. So on the last page in your talk stack, you'll notice something called My Creative Self. And we actually like to build in time in these mornings for you to actually process through what are your whys, what are your differentiators in this creative community. And then also, how has that changed since you've been here? If you've been in Reading for 2 years and you've been really frustrated where things are at, but you're actually not doing anything to give back to this community, ask yourself why that's the case. Or, oh man, I've been here for like a year and a half, or I've just got here and I don't have any local clientele at all, and I really want that. Like, how does your voice work here? How are you helping to improve things and move things forward? But how are you kind of also joining with what's already happening rather than reinventing the wheel? And so that last page, My Creative Self, that can be anything from an artist statement. If you're more of like somebody that likes to sketch things out, totally do that. It's your space to use, however. We're going to pump out some music just to add a little bit of noise while you think. We work better with music. And then I would probably say like 5-ish minutes to work on that and develop that. And then we like pairing up and just like figuring out where other creators are at. What is their process? What does that look like? If you are here with somebody that you know really well, or that is like, I know, Emily and EJ, they're husband and wife and they're business partners, feel free to work on this together. If you like. They've kind of been doing this for like the past month though, so rethinking these sorts of things. But feel free to work on that and pair up if you have like a business partner here with you. And then pair up with some other creatives and just discover, just be open, what is their creative voice, where are they artistically bringing to the community. And then after that, we'll gather back together and do a Q&A based on that topic. It also gives you a little bit of margin to go on ahead and put your questions in Facebook. I know the talk was like pretty fast and you all are super present. So no worries, it's great. So go on ahead and that last page in the creative stack, My Creative Voice. If you need, does anyone need pens? Yes, okay.